Hey everybody, good morning. It's meteorologist Brad Panovich. Got a vlog today because I want to talk a little bit about the rain chances tonight for Panthers Fans Fanfest, which a lot of people will be going to, and our storm chances going into the weekend. And then I want to talk about the tropics because we still got that wave out there. We're down to one wave we're watching, and some good news this morning, at least if you're going to the Caribbean. Chances development coming down a little bit. I'll explain more about why that's happening. But let's get right to what's happening right now here over the Carolinas. We've got this stalled cold front, which is basically meandering across the area. It's stalled, but it still meanders and kind of wiggles. It just isn't moving east, west, north, south. It's kind of stuck over us. And if you look closely along the coast, there is a whole bunch of moisture out here. This is what's left of that tropical wave, which is coming up through the Bahamas. So there's not a huge chance of development. In fact, the chances are down to zero. But we are going to see a lot of moisture kind of lingering near the coast. And some of that tropical moisture is going to move inland today, and that's going to interact with this stalled front. So if I loop this, you kind of see all this moisture moving north, and even over the Piedmont, we've got some drizzle and mist this morning. So as soon as the sun comes out or breaks out through these clouds, that's going to heat things up, and that's going to fuel the chance for afternoon and evening storms. And because of this moisture, and there's a ton of it, the chances of tropical downpours creating flash flooding is our biggest concern as we go into the evening. So let's look at the futurecast. So we'll start with that futurecast at 10 a.m. I'm going to start wide here to kind of show you the broader view of all this moisture on the coast. So I'm going to loop this into the afternoon. And here we are. The time, remember, up here in the left-hand corner of your screen is going to show you the model time here. So this is at 3 o'clock. Look at all the rain along the coast, and I'll get in closer to the Charlotte area because we've got Fanfest tonight, Bank of America Stadium. Excuse me. So a lot of folks heading there, and every year it seems like we're dodging showers and thunderstorms at some point during Fanfest, and there's really no different tonight. Though it's right now, looking at the futurecast, it looks like showers and storms will be dancing around. At 6 o'clock, there's going to be storms in the area. Now, remember, this is a model. This is going to tell you the general idea. It's not going to tell you exactly what these storms are. So the fact that there's a storm somewhere here means it's probably anywhere in this area. So that's the way to kind of look at these futurecast models, is that how many storms are in the area, not the specific location, because it's really not as easy as that. You could see as we go towards 7 o'clock, there's definitely showers and storms around. 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, big cluster of storms somewhere in the area. So if you're going to Fanfest, just like the last couple years, do I think it's going to rain the whole time? No. But do I think at some point you're going to get some rain? Yes. So either right before Fanfest, during Fanfest, or at the end of Fanfest, at some point there's going to be a shower storm that moves through the area. So I would just prepare accordingly for that. Now, that's a look at what's happening tonight. Now, this stalled front's going to be around most of the weekend, so just plan on afternoon and evening storms being with us through the weekend. Now, let's go to the tropics real quickly, and I'm going to show you the wider view. This is a view of the tropical Atlantic, and believe it or not, the wave we're watching is not this, though that caught my eye. It's this thing right here that has kind of fallen apart here in the last 24 hours. So this little wave is kind of interesting. There's a perk of convection there, but this is the actual tropical wave we've been watching for the last couple of days, and the chances of development have actually gone down to about 40%. If I go back to here, I'm going to take off the model data for a second, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on the 5-day reconnaissance here. So let me see if I can get out here far enough. So there's our future tropical wave or development, whatever you want to call it. It's actually down to 40% when you see the yellow. So there's just a 40% chance of development from this thing over the next 5 days. And if I look at the guidance, and this is spaghetti plots, you're familiar with those. Here's the latest spaghetti plots. They're kind of all over the place, and it shows something in about 3 or 4 days being over the Windward and Leeward Islands. But what's interesting is that we've seen kind of a downtrend in the actual intensity model. So yesterday, some of the intensity models were getting up around category 2, 3 hurricane. Now everything's kind of in that low tropical storm, mid tropical storm strength, and really kind of weaken the system. So the chances of development overall of this thing have gone down. I'd still keep a very close eye on this if you're going to the Caribbean next week. And just to show you some of the islands that are in the spread, all the way from St. Lucia, Barbados, up to the Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico. So everywhere in between, you're kind of in that spread. And people ask me a lot, and rightly so, if I have a trip to Dominica, let's say, should I be worried? No, I would watch it, because if this thing goes here, almost no impact. If it goes to the south, you're probably going to get showers and storms. If it comes right over you, that's where you have more of a problem. So there's still some uncertainty there, but you got some time to watch it. The one thing I'll tell you, it doesn't look like it's going to perk up into a big system as of right now. But remember, yesterday at one point, the chances were 70%. Today, they're down to 40%. And that's the thing about the tropics. You got to watch this in its entirety. We'll go back to the satellite, and you see the tropical wave over the southeast enhancing our rain chances. I'm really interested in what this thing's going to do. It doesn't look like it's actually a wave because it's not spinning the correct way. And then there's our tropical wave. It's actually pretty wide open now. And we'll have to see what that does. There's a lot of dry air out here in the Atlantic from the Sahara air layer coming across, especially to the north. So I think what's happening is these systems get up into this area, they start getting into an area where the environment's not favorable for development. But over here, closer to home, this area is a little bit more favorable for development as we get into the weekend. So it's something to keep an eye on, but right now, no concern. We're just in the heart of hurricane season. We're in August now, so it's that time of the year. And if you're going to Fanfest tonight, just a FYI, grab the rain gear.